All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Nitha Ramachandra from the NR Sports Show. This is episode 901. I'm joined by a really special guest. His name is Tyrell Lyons. He's a former Florida State defensive back, national champion in 2013, and now he's a big fitness entrepreneur and he's a big fitness trainer. He trains a lot of young kids and a lot of great young athletes out there in Florida. So that's kudos to you. Helping out the youth is all about helping out the youth now. So we'll get to all of that in your career. And Tyrell, first of all, thank you for joining the show. How are you and your family doing today?
Man, everything's going pretty good, even though with the pandemic and stuff still kind of going on. But just want to thank God for, keeping me healthy and my family healthy.
Yeah, that's good. And actually, before we get started with your career, I want to ask you about Florida State. What's going on with them in the first two games? And obviously, yesterday losing to Jackson State and losing to Deion Sanders, a former Florida State. Do you know what the issues so far is with Florida State?
I can say that we just got to come together, man. I could say everything just gotta. It doesn't seem like it's the old culture, I feel like we gotta bring that old culture back. But Florida State is a standard. It's a standard to win against those teams, and nothing to knock Jackson. Nothing to knock the other team, but who Florida State are, we're supposed to blow those teams out. And those boys, they play hard and they did their thing. So I'm giving them boys their props. I'm not like that. But Florida State has a standard, and everybody that went to Florida State knows that.
Yeah.
So we have to come together. We got to continue to play hard and cut out the mistakes and actually believe in yourself, making sure that, you're doing your assignments, actually studying, a little more on your assignments, penalties, everything, that went wrong in the first two games. I could say that's how I feel. That's just me personally. We just got to continue to come together and less mistakes and continue to go forward.
Man, maybe they can use you as a head coach, or not head coach, as a like assistant coach to help them out.
Yeah, it's crazy because I get those type of calls and stuff like that, even though I'm only 26 years old.
Yeah.
With the resume I have, being a top safety to get drafted before I even touch the field, with being on that level, like with Jalen Ramsey, that's who I came with as my roommate athletically.
Yeah.
Too bad it didn't pan out because of my knee, and I still kind of get like arena and even got some people still reaching out about football. But I don't know as of right now. I think I want to stay in my neighborhood and build my kids up. That's something to think about. I'll keep thinking about it, but I like building these kids up from here. Like I said, I just got this kid that's going to Florida, plays baseball. He's committed. He's only in ninth grade, so the sky's the limit. He's one of those kids that's a hard worker. His name is Jackson Roper, and I can say that he's going to be good. He has that dog mentality. I remember one time he texted me at 1 a.m., 1 a.m. to work out.
1 a.m.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, who's texting me at 1 a.m.? The girl or something. It's him. He was like, yeah, man, I'm ready to get that work in. I'm like,
Wow.
look at myself. So, like, I have kids that really effort and want to work. So that's why I'm thinking, like, putting that on hold for now. Like colleges and stuff like that. But, yeah, I know they probably can use me in an assistant for, coaching and as well as, for the weight room, strength and conditioning, just showing them how the standard should be.
Wow. Yeah, so that's crazy. 1 a.m. He has a mama mentality for sure. So I want to ask you about your career first. And when did you, growing up as a kid, when did you get interested in playing football? And did you get to play any other sports before football? And did you have like a role model growing up?
Well, football, I started off in Miami, Liberty City. Everybody knows Liberty City in Miami. The project that I grew up in was Brown Sub. So they tore that down. They call it Brownsville. And, football is nationwide, like it's 24/7 in Miami. I started off at Liberty City Warriors at 4 years old. And when I got there, I just had talent and everybody knew it. I was able to play more than one position, both sides of the field, linebacker, safety, receiver, running back. And that's where it all started. And I think I played there for like 3 years, moved to Jacksonville when I was in those 3 years. got here and played for a team called Normandy.
Oh.
And I played running back there. And if y'all guys see my highlight tape, you'll be thinking like, wow, why I'm not in the NFL. I don't have it right now. I should get it, and I'll probably post it one day.
Right.
Played linebacker, played running back.
Wow.
Long story, fast forward to now. Fast forward to high school, I didn't play my 9th and 10th grade year. 10th grade year, I had a back concussion. 9th grade year, I just wasn't ready for varsity. So I was at Orange. I went to 3 high schools. So I went to Orange Park first for 9th grade. 10th grade, I went to Oakleaf. 11th grade, I went to another high school called First Coast. My cousin was over there, and he was, there's a lot of scouts. So after that first year, I racked up like 30 offers, becoming like the number 5 player in the state, in the nation for safety. I was always been a big boy. In high school, I was about like 205 at safety. So I was a pretty big boy. Went on to college, recruited by Coach Pruitt, played safety. And I could say, man, he was hard as shit on me. He would literally,
Wow.
He would, I know his tone and what he coached. He would call me all type of names to get me going because I was so quiet. I didn't react. It wasn't names like out of the book, but it was names like, "Hey man, just like, excuse me my language, excuse my French, get your ass going." Like, and he would do it a lot to get me going. It would get me going, but he was hard as shit on me. He would what Coach Pruitt would do. He would, like, when everybody leave, he'd just sit and talk to me after meetings. And he left that first year, and I redshirted. And it's a crazy thing, I was still projected first round. You can see on my Instagram page with Buda Baker and Adams and all those players. So I was a really highly gifted safety that even touched the field yet was a redshirt. Redshirt freshman year, I had 2 seniors in front of me and just wasn't panning out. I don't know what was going on. I felt like I should be playing, but didn't play as much. Redshirt sophomore year, they moved me to linebacker. My draft stock went to like number 20 linebacker in the nation. And I started playing. Crazy thing was, I would play linebacker first and second down, third down, I'd be at free safety.
Wow.
And I wasn't like, gain a bunch of weight. It was just how versatile I was. And everybody knew it. Jalen knew it. Freddie knew it. DeMarcus Walker knew it. I was just crazy athletic. I ended up, after the first game, Texas State, leading the team in tackles with 8 tackles at linebacker and a little safety. That second, going to the second game, I played a little bit. Going to the third game, I tore my ACL going to Boston College game, and that was the game. Man, I was in all type of packages, covering the tight end, playing linebacker, safety. It had, and I tore my ACL. Forward a little bit later, I transferred to Northern Iowa. I still was the top linebacker. It's crazy to be drafted, and I still haven't really touched the surface or even touched the field like that.
Wow.
Just special team. So I knew like my talent level was, pretty high. And plus scouts used to pull me aside. It was elite. Pull me aside and talk to me. Like, you're not supposed to be talking to me. And they would say, "Hey, I'm not supposed to be talking to you, but you're something special." And I would hear that all the time. But I was at Northern Iowa. I didn't play. I was at safety, and I was playing like strictly like DN on third down, like hand in the dirt, DN. I got film of that even in the game on a film, one of my highlight tapes. I didn't play as much. I found out, just so happened that the surgery was done wrong at FSU. Wow. So I had three more surgeries just to correct that first one. So kind of like shocked. That just kind of like made my career go downhill. I ended up thankful for Dave Zanders. He's a good guy, man. I appreciate him. He found this doctor, Dr. James Andrews, as everybody know, and I got in contact with Aaron Bates. Both of those guys. Aaron Bates did the ACL, and Andrews just went over it, looking at my scope, looking at my meniscus and stuff like that. He did a small meniscus repair, but he looked over it. But them 2 doctors really fixed me up. But Dave Zanders, he, helped fix my knee, him as well. So I thank him for that. After that, I was able to, run at not at the same speed, but almost just as fast as I was when I didn't tear it because they fixed it. Like it was, it was a tough road because I couldn't walk downstairs at 23 years old without pain. I would cry. I would, go to sleep at night on pills just because medicine, because, my knee was hurting so bad. And after they fixed it, it was like instant, no pain. I say after that, I didn't have any more D1 eligibility so I didn't play my redshirt sophomore and redshirt junior. No, redshirt junior, redshirt senior year at Northern Iowa.
Oh.
So I didn't have any more D1 eligibility. And Valdosta State came around like, hey, man, I don't care what happened. I knew who the hell you were. I'll give you a shot. And they gave me a shot. I was there for a semester. All I had was a semester left. I don't know how they did it, but they did it, and I appreciate it. So I went on and won a national championship there.
Yeah.
I played safety at first. I was going crazy. Starting off practice, everything. Like I felt like, oh boy, I'm a badass safety again. Like it was just crazy in practice,
Wow.
and I was gaining so much scout attention from the NFL. Like they were like, bro, what position do you play? And I safety, and they would see me move, and they were like, oh, like it's crazy. So my phone getting texted by people like, bro, like scouts talking about you. I'm meeting with them 24/7, like every day. I was meeting with the Bucks because they were in Florida. I don't even know how many scouts I met with at Valdosta State. I ended up playing linebacker because one of the linebackers got hurt, and there were no linebackers at all. And I wasn't a big guy. I think I was about like 215, probably like 215, 210 to 215. I just carried my weight well. And I went on to play there, make some crazy plays. After the national championship that year, I went on to go train at D1 Sports with Coach Taylor.
Right.
And I was running. Baby, I was running. I was good. I was in like the low 1.4s on my 10-yard split.
Wow.
They had times after 4 surgery. So think about after 4 surgery, I was 38-inch vert.
Wow.
And I was bench pressing. What did I do at the combine? I bench pressed it 225, 25 times, 26 times. And I jumped the 10-2 broad jump.
Wow.
So I had still had it all after 4 surgeries and it'd be done wrong. Just so happened that before I got to pro day, I tore my groin and I didn't know. And I want to tell them that my groin was torn. So I ran anyway, and I ran a 4.8. And the scouts came over and talked to me. They was like, hey, is anything wrong? Be real. And I said no, but they knew it was wrong because any practice film, a game film, it didn't look like a 4.8. So I went to the doctor because my groin was still hurting. I did those numbers. And they said, he told me that I had a torn groin and the muscle was off the bone. So there was no way in heck I would run anywhere to my full potential. So like he was like, the meat is hanging. So it took me like 2.5 months to recover. So that shot my chances of going to the NFL. But I remember the Seahawks telling me, the Seahawks were still on my ass for some reason. The Seahawks telling my agent was like, hey, we still interested in Tyrell. Kind of like that Jamal Adams role, but
yeah,
more coverage. I was like more of I can cover very well. I can cover well as a safety. Not knocking any safety that I'm talking about.
right.
Cam, Jamal, or anybody. They can cover good too. I just saying that I can cover very, very well. And they were, telling him, where would they put me? They just didn't pull the trigger. And that's how it went. XFL called. XFL was keeping in contact with me. They even contacted me off of, old film to go to Tampa Bay for the XFL tryout. I'm like, how the heck am I keep getting these opportunities? And it was just, I guess, just God's gift, just,
right.
Opportunities, that was just enough after going through 4 surgeries and then telling all the scouts that I have 4 surgeries and teams continue to contact me. I'm still getting like these opportunities. And I don't know what I ran there, but they said it was interesting to me. I was covering well. I still was a big boy. And my groin was like iffy a little bit because the timetable was still quick. After that, like after a month later, my groin was 100% because I was still training a little bit, trying to get back right. And just in case any team will call while I was hurt, while Well, I healed up with the groin at first, but I was still training, you know.
Right.
So it was kind of like sore. And I did good at Tampa Bay Pro Day. The Tampa team, excuse me. And draft day, they just didn't pull the trigger. But I got the Seahawks Battlehawks called me. I think it was the New York team, I forgot. They called me as well. So I had teams still reaching out to me like, hey, like, we want you, we want to draft you, and, you know, telling me all that. Didn't pull the trigger. And that's that was the end of the football career.
Wow.
You would say role model. Role model, I can say I didn't really have too much of a role. I would say my dad in Miami. Like he was a real big role model of mine, you know, like just to see him, you know, be up 4 a.m. and he had like 5-6 kids by the age of 21. And like I say, man, he was an awesome dad. Like, even though, you know, he lived in poverty, I guarantee you he found a way for each and every one of us to have, you know, clothes, the nice clothes, shoes, and everything. So, and, you know, and we're all close around the same age. So, like, I know it was tough for him. So I can say that's my role model to make stuff happen, even when it's, like, crazy hard. So that's why I get that, you know, that niche story from the work through that. Because I have teammates right now that text me now in the league saying, I would not be still playing football or even pursuing football. Or I think that, man, I would probably still be, you know, low in life or mentally weak after all that. Because, you know, football for certain people is a lot. So, you know, that's why I get that grit, that grind, that you're not going, you know, I'm going to get through this. Like, it's nothing that could stop me in this world. But he always made a way, man. Like, all the time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You had that mama mentality also, like late Kobe Bryant. And that's an amazing story right there and crazy. So shout out to actually Dr. James Andrews is one of the best sports doctors out there when it comes to professional athletes. And you were in good hands with him. But take us through the injury process. I mean, obviously you overcame a lot with those injuries, and how tough is it when you obviously after if the 4 surgeries you had and you came back strong and you had another setback, and how tough is it going through all of that, and then not, I mean, obviously the football career ended before you even got started.
I can say it's tough because every year for 4 years straight, I had a surgery. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people would have quit, gave up. I had so many people telling me that, like, I would have quit. Like, I mean, just having surgery and then learning, you know, over, even if it was even if like, you know, the small meniscus tears, you know, you still have to learn to walk over again. And, you know, it wasn't fixed after the ACL, the meniscus, then ACL, and then another meniscus scope and looking around some other scar tissue. After it got to that third and fourth, it was pretty much fixed. But going through a surgery each year, you know, like, it was frustrating because I'm like, man, I'm not going to go to sleep for, you know, another 3-4 months. I was a stomach sleeper. So I wasn't sleeping. My body was a lot tired because I wasn't sleeping. I had like a neck issue. Like, it was like, I had to go to a neck specialist because I wasn't sleeping right. It got like real tight, and they would have to pull my neck and put me on the neck machine all the time, or massage it, or do like deep tissue with some like kind of like a little hot gel and massage it through. I'll have to go to that as well. And I can say, man, it was tough. Like, it's a grind. It's a mental battle to, you know, go from surgery to surgery to surgery to surgery. Just, you know, putting on those clothes to get surgery. Hey, got to get put back to sleep, count from 99 to 90 sleep, and then waking up like, shit, man, like, freak, like, I got to do this over again. Then going to rehab, you know, with the 2 ACLs, going to rehab for 8-9 months, and then going for maintenance. So it was kind of like, bro, like what is God doing? Like, what's going on in my life right now to be going through surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery? And then, you know, like, you know, the biggest aspect with me was walking. Like, I couldn't go downstairs without pain. and I would cry sometimes. Like my legs are huge as hell. So when Dr. Andrews seen my legs, he said, I don't think there's anything wrong. Even Dr. Bates, because my legs are so big and they have so many veins in it that, you know, if a doctor looked at it, they were like, I don't think there's nothing wrong. Like it wasn't that much muscle atrophy where you're going to be like, wow, it's something wrong with your leg. So like, and I'm in pain like that. So like, it's a battle. It's a mental battle. It was a battle every day, like every single day. Every single day I'm walking thinking like, bro, when is this going to get better? And it's a lot when it's day by day by day. And you know mentally, when is it going to get better? When is it going to stop hurting? Like when you're in pain 24/7, people don't realize, you know, you use your legs every day.
Mm-hmm.
You're in pain 24/7. So when I would squat down to the toilet, when I would squat down to sit down in the chair, I would get frustrated because I'm like, bro, my leg is not supposed to be hurting. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And I wouldn't put my worst enemy through that pain because it's constantly hurting. It was constantly hurting. And I was still like trying to run on it and stuff.
Wow.
So that was a tough road.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. And you overcame it. And obviously now you're big into fitness and helping out these kids. It's amazing. Your story is really amazing. People need to know more about your story, man. This is truly inspiration. And for you, take us back I want to go back to Florida State when you won the national championship in 2013. What was that like, winning a championship, especially with Florida State? A lot of history. Obviously, you have Deion Sanders, Charlie Ward, Mario Edwards, who wore those jerseys. So what was it like winning the championship for them?
Man, the championship was so crazy, man. Like, that thing was lit, dog. That thing was like, it was crazy because after that touchdown with KB, like we was battling with them. You know, Auburn was a pretty good team, you know, running the RPO. So, man, like, I don't know, just watching it. I was young. I didn't know what was going on. I'm just looking around and stuff. Like, man, what the hell? Like, we really at the national championship, bro. Wow. Like, crazy. Yeah. You know, even staying at the hotel, meeting these people in California. And I'm just like, bro, this junk crazy. Like, it's a blessing. Like, people got to, you know, realize, like, people want to be in your shoes. You can have the most money in the world, but just that being that experience, you know, at California, winning a national championship and having rings, like, that's something you can take, you know, from generation to generation in your family. Like, I mean, just like even after the game, the coaches partying. We were like, well, I was like in my head, like, it is hell, bro. Like, coaches, they was happy. Yeah. Like, you know, they was throwing the champagne. I'm throwing the champagne, and Jimbo happy. Jimbo was, you know, smiling. Jimbo, I think Jimbo was crying. Dude, not to think about it. Jimbo was crying. I think he won the national because he worked so hard. He worked hard to get there, you know what I mean? Like he was working his ass off, and I say this Jimbo, you know, Jimbo's good, you know, overall coach, but he is one hell of a quarterbacks coach. You got to think about the quarterbacks that he had: Jameis, Christian, EJ, Jamarcus Russell. That's enough. I don't got to say anything else, but he's a hell of a quarterbacks coach. He really the damn guru of quarterback, really. But yeah, like that's a dream come true. You know, I could always hold that. I could walk around with that. A lot of people don't have that. You know, trillion people in this world. There's probably, you know, 1,000 people with, you know, championships, you know, national championships or whatever. The numbers are crazy. So I can say that's one of the best feelings in the world, man.
Yeah. So obviously, you guys had a talented team that year. Speaking of Coach Jimbo Fisher, he's a heck of a coach in college football, and now obviously he's coaching Texas A&M. So what was it like playing underneath him? And obviously you got to play with Jalen Ramsey, one of the top defensive backs in the NFL right now as we speak. And what was it like being his roommate too and playing with him underneath coach and also playing underneath Coach Jimbo Fisher?
Okay, I would say Jimbo Fisher, man, he's an excellent coach. He used to be on my ass. Okay, put it this way. Excuse my French, kids, ladies, parents, whatever. He was on my ass like I was playing when I was on the scout team, but I was grabbing a lot of scout NFL attention, so I see why. But he was on my ass, like not gonna lie. I used to be in his office, and he used to be like, bro, like he used to say like, you are special. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. And, you know, his words, he not just going to say that. And he knew that. But he used to be on my ass, like, you know how you're supposed to run the scripted play. And if I didn't run it, of course he wanted the team to get better, run a certain way. But if I'm not running the way I need to run to my potential, he would curse me out. And you know that helped me get better as a man. I could say it was good to play under Jimbo Fisher. You know, he did things a certain way. He was a lot more structured in his system. He didn't allow, you know, like small stuff. Like he's not allowing playing music in practice. He just goes about, you know, things different. He's very professional. I can say that. He's very professional. He wants everything done a certain way, and he stays scripted on each day. So if something didn't go right, he probably go back over it. Like they just say, for example, it's raining. We were supposed to freaking do, I don't know, stretching shot. He's going to make sure we get that stretching shot in. While a team may be like, all right, no stretching shot. I don't care if it's in that basketball gym. I don't care if it's as soon as we get there. It was one time, as soon as we got there, it was like 11 o'clock. Something happened, and we were running over plays. That was national championship year. Playing with Jalen Ramsey, he's my roommate. It's crazy because we both know we were special. And I feel like coaches, they're smart. They room people. You know, like they've been in this for, you know, a decade at least, each coach. And they room people who they feel like, you know, like potential-wise, getting along and stuff like that. It was I can say it was an honor to play, you know, with Jalen Ramsey, even being my roommate. And, you know, we would just talk late at night. You know, he was like, bro, you a hell of a safety. And I used to say, shoot, you a hell of a corner. And we would just talk, you know, just talk about sports and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, his opportunity and his window his career just opened up, you know, a lot better than mine. With, you know, things just didn't work out well like at FSU and I guess say, you know, coaching staff or whatever. But I could say that he is a very athletic, smart player, but people don't realize Jalen is very smart and his hunger for the game. Like his hunger for the game is very big. He wants it. Like that's people. So like I have people ask me, hey, what did Jalen do different? It's be like, bro, like he really didn't do anything different than any other corners. Right. He just wanted it. He just wanted more, and he have a crazy athletic ability, but he wants it. Like and it's no other way I could put it. Like what did Jordan do special? Yeah, he had the fadeaway, he had big hands or whatever. But how many other players in the NBA had big hands and had a fadeaway? He just wanted it. Like he's gonna find a way, and that's what separates Jalen like from a lot of other corners. He's putting in time and effort into film study. He studies his receivers. He's gonna talk crap. On the other hand, I was a quiet one. I was gonna just hit you and look at you and be like, "Bet not come here." And you know, everybody got different personalities. Right. I could just, you know, say that about Jalen. Like, you know, we ended up, you know, he going his separate way, I going my separate way with roommates. But I can say that, you know, we both knew we both was something special, and I knew his career was gonna take off after the first game. He already knew it. You know, everybody was just waiting on me, but he already knew. I already knew, like safety, nickel, corner. His bread and butter was corner, but you know, he was sacrificed for the team. PJ Williams and Darby were at corner. But before that it was Joyner and PJ at corner, but Tyler got hurt, so Jalen stepped in at nickel, and then they moved pieces around and then I put him at safety. Same thing next year. You had PJ and Darby at corner, and he played nickel. So his heart and sacrifice for the love of the game, he'll do it. And then when he got in his bread and his butter's corner, it was, you know, sky's the limit. So I can say that about Jalen, good guy. And we don't talk as much, but I know wherever we see each other, we dap each other up, say what's good, you know, hope the family's good. Got a cool dad. Dad's cool as hell. Brother cool as hell. His brother's big, believe it or not. I think his brother played quarterback. His brother like 6'4", he a big boy. Oh. You know, sports running his family. And that's about it with Jay.
Wow. Yeah, so tell us about this is a two-part question here. The first one is obviously you play multiple positions in football. How important is it now for obviously a lot of coaches love to play players, multiple position, versatile players. And what was it like learning like linebacker position and the other positions that you play? Because I'm a Cowboy fan and we have a player now, Kenny O'Neal, if you know him. He's a safety and a linebacker. So what was it like learning both positions?
Oh, hold on. Let me get into that first. Okay, so playing different positions, kids, athletes, adults, or whatever, any NFL person that knows right now that when you're playing different position, your value on the team goes higher. So if somebody gets hurt, there's not enough people, they stick you there. Also, you have to study both positions. So just because you're studying linebacker don't mean you're done for the day. Got to study safety. That's your bread and butter, but you can play, you can play linebacker. You have to study both positions. So my aspect was I was playing safety at first. I knew all the dime stuff is safety. So then they put me at money linebacker, which is like take the wheel out, put him in, let him cover the tight end, let him cover the running back, and then sometimes put him out covering the receiver because you're a safety still. You're still DB. Then, they rotated me also at safety and dime. That's just in the back end. Then, so that's just dime package. Then I will have to learn Mac linebacker for dime and nickel. And then also keep my sense at safety, studying that. And then, of course, regular linebacker. So I had to know really the whole thing. I got to the point my redshirt sophomore year going through camp, I was telling everybody what to do or just talking, very well, all right, flats. Like I could just analyze the field so good. Like I'll look, get in my stance and then, go to my reads because I had to study all those positions. So they would have me, like I said, at linebacker on first and second down. And then third down, they had me playing in the middle of the field. And they looked good, baby. Baby, it looked good. I was in that middle of the field, backing up, walking, just, doing a whole 9 yards.
Right.
And sometimes I would even come at end and, blitz through the A gap or come off the edge. And it's been a couple times I played jack in practice. That's like Jack and Buck. That's like Khalil Mack and Von Miller.
Yeah.
I played that on regular. So like regular formation. And then on goal line, I played DN. You can see it's like I got a piece of film on there, me playing DN with my hand in the dirt. Mario Edwards type. I would do that. So I can say you have to study. It's constantly studying. You can never know too much. That's just the nature of it. So whoever's out there, just continue to study. You can't stop because you don't know where you're going to be put that week. And then when you get your opportunity, if you're not studying, that's your behind.
Right.
Not on your opportunity. And because in your mind, like, hey, I play this position, I play this position. I got to study both, baby. Get your money. What was the other question?
Oh, the other one asked us. Tell us. What was it? So what's it like now? Obviously, after your career and this learning. Teaching these kids now and showing them the ropes of football or whatever fitness to lead them where they want to be. And what's it like teaching them and sharing your story to them now?
Well, the kids, I ain't gonna lie, the kids love me. I love them. I got like a niche for it, like a knack. Like it's a gift that I was given from God with kids as well. I just, give them my background about sports because I don't just train football, but it goes further than sports. It goes into, life. So I say, if you quit on this drill, you quit on this exercise, you quit in life.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think that. I don't want them to think that at all, that they will quit in life. You know what I'm saying? So it translates, believe it or not. Trainers that don't know, I'm telling you right now, believe it or not, it translates. It translates to life. So whenever I see them, doing a drill and they start doing 100%, I make them do it over. I make them do it harder. So, because believe it or not, parents or whoever, a teacher, somebody could be taught something wrong and grow up that for the rest of their life, and that sticks with them. So I know if I give them something positive and I give them a good tool, that'll stick with them. They believe in me. They like to hear me talk. They like to, they listen to me. So I give them that. And the parents know that because their whole persona changed when they're around me. Their whole body language changed. So I want to change that. Like always head high. I don't care what happened. If you lose, you fall down, what you supposed to do? They're going to say, get back up. If I didn't get it now, that don't mean forever. That means just not now. You'll get it, whatever it is. You got a C on the test. I tell them no C's. Just, about in life, no C's. If you got a B, we shooting for an A. If you got an A, we shoot for a higher A. If you got 100, you're going to stay at 100. So just stuff like that. Just positive talking. And they listen because I have a big story. I have stories that, just being in poverty and overcoming it mentally. I just got a big story. Poverty, football, injuries, everything. Even, starting off as a personal trainer.
Yeah. So speaking of those stories and all, and obviously it's really important to have that support system around you, family, friends. So what was it like for you to get that many opportunities and have teams still have your back, and even though you're still going through those injuries and coming back from those injuries? So what's it like to have those teams still be in contact with your team about potentially playing for them?
Man, I could just say it ain't nothing but God, bro. Because I don't know how to explain it. Like,
yeah,
you have a surgery now in the NFL, they talking hella crap about you on ESPN. And I had 4. So if you're an owner, you're thinking like, hey, man, this guy done had 4 surgeries. The hell is going wrong? Like, I'm not going to chase a chance on him, even though his potential is like 100%. I'd rather take a chance on a guy that's like 85, 90% and groom him to 95%. And, that's how our owner would think. But I could say, God, like, XFL reaching out to me and, like, hey, man, draft you or whatever. We still think about you, bringing you on the team and stuff. Arena still reaches out to me. You had the Seahawks, the NFL Seahawks. We interested in them. They telling me what position I'm gonna play. And excuse me, I forgot CFL. They were reaching out. Like, they just didn't pull the trigger. It was Calvary Stampeders was talking to my agent. Calvary Stampeders even hit up my Coach Taylor in back in Tampa while I was training to come work out. They was gonna fly me out as like a safety nickel type guy. It just didn't work out, but I can say it was just God, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's how my life has been. And I'm like, I don't think the opportunity is going to stop until, like, I feel like I get older. I feel like there's probably even going to be bigger opportunities for football.
Yeah.
Even after this interview, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know what can happen. That's why I tell kids, like, you don't know what's going to happen 5-10 seconds from now, do you? Like,
yeah, no.
Bill Gates don't even know that shit. Yeah. Like, here's my French. Donald Trump don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, so like, nobody knows. So like, anything is possible. Like, if I can get after 4 surgeries, could barely walk downstairs, had to teach myself how to walk over and over, and mentally, prepare myself to sit down, squat, take a dump, whatever, and feel pain, and then coming from that and still getting opportunities. Trust me, like, you could do anything. It's always up in the air. So,
hey, I hope you get your opportunity, man, to still play in the league or wherever, which league contacts you, because in my opinion, you're still a talented player, top safety. And I hope you get your opportunity to still play.
Man, well, shoot, if it's God willing, hey, it'll happen. It'll happen like it's, I feel like it just happened. I mean, people still contact me, friends and stuff, off of the crazy videos I do off Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I don't even have that many following base, but I still have people reaching out, be like, bro, like, you raw as hell. I have people. I was at an event for my friend's birthday, and we were watching the game, and a guy I knew came over there and was like, bro, he said, these words. He said, "I don't give a damn what you say or what you thinking." He said, "You could be on TV right now, knocking the quarterback out on third down, sacking him, or picking the ball off." And I just was like, man, if God wanted that to happen, it happened. Like, I don't dwell on, if I'm playing football or not. If that happened, it happened. But I have people all constantly coming at me like, bro, these workouts videos you're doing are crazy. Like, you're not supposed to be doing this after fourth surgery. Even people that are, fitness influencers that have, millions of followers, their fan base of their fitness is bigger than mine. And they come at me and say, bro, like, you're crazy in this fitness game. And they'll say, bro, you're still crazy in football. So they'll say both. He'll say both of, fitness and Instagram. Because I mean, I don't know, like, I'm just genetically gifted, like pulling my truck after four surgeries, being able to have that strength, being able to run the speed I have, just to have this crazy balance that I have, after surgeries, just, doing all that crazy stuff, being able to do a split like a blood sport. Everybody seen blood sport?
Yeah.
with Van Damme?
Yeah.
Well, I got
yes.
being able to do stuff like that,
Yeah.
in two chairs or split, doing like the punch. Just the videos that I put out there, people just reach out to me, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's so many big things that's coming because of what I went through from childhood and then, through college and then surgeries, all those three. I just know, like, you don't go through those things for no reason and still come out on top. So I know, things are going to shape up, whatever it is. And I'm going to use that to continue to motivate the youth.
Yeah.
Continue to motivate not just the youth, but also other football players, other adults that's going to have a hard life out there, to keep going, because it gets tough. But if you fight through, you make the best outcome and you eventually get what you want. So everybody that I'm just going to motivate, I'm going to continue to motivate, through my videos or whatever's going to happen next.
Yeah, so we're big into fitness also. Show us some of the secrets for you for the workout. That's crazy. We've seen your videos on your page, and it's crazy. And we're big into fitness, and like I said earlier, it's big for the youth, and it's all about the youth. And I'm a soccer coach now, so I'm helping out young kids too. So it's amazing. And for you, I want to ask you, what's it like now sharing your stories on these platforms, like on these shows, and sharing your stories to all the people that you've been interviewed by?
They diehard love it. Like, I was on the news for Jax, 2 years ago, and the guy knew my story, and they love it. They love it. I mean, I don't even know how else to say it. They just love, my fitness journey. And most of the things I really don't practice. So if you say tips or anything, I don't practice those things. I go right. Only thing I practiced a little bit was standing on that kettlebell. Okay. Now that's hard. I was standing on the kettlebell, and I practiced that for a little bit.
Wow.
Overall, most of the things I really just don't practice. I just go out there and do it. I'm just, gifted like that. If you want to know workout, actually, like, actually eating habits, my body, I'm genetically just gifted, but I still have to eat, healthy. So I would say, stay away from fried foods.
Yeah.
Stay away from pork. Try to eat seafood. Try to eat fish. If you're going to eat beef, make sure you eat something in the morning to digest it. Because beef takes at least like 2.5 days to digest. And that's pretty much it. Oh, also stay away from all dairy. You can have your piece of cake here and there, but stay away from a lot of dairy. Drink oat milk instead of regular milk, because that's made out of oats. You actually make that yourself with water and oats, and then put like your little sugar and honey or whatever in it. And I could say, in general, working out helps cure most diseases. So but you get most of your vitamin D from the sun. So the sun is going to kill everything, kill all the toxins that's coming out your body when you're sweating. So you have to sweat. So if you and your wife go on, a good walk, make sure you guys walk enough to sweat. Because we all need that. Mm-hmm. And I'll say that's about it.
Yeah. So what advice do you give to your kids now that you train at the facility? And do you go by 3 rules before you guys train?
What do you mean?
Oh, so like, so yeah, for the first part, what advice would you give? What advice do you give to your kids now when you train? And then the next part, do you have like 3 mantras you go by?
Advice? Did you saying like before we work out?
Yeah.
Shoot, I say you don't quit, finish through, and let's have a good time. You gotta have a good time while you're working out.
Yeah.
I make it fun for them. I let them talk. I let them, joke around. But when they're doing the exercise, they're into it. That's really advice to say, man, just keep going. Don't let nothing stop you. That's it. Don't let nothing stop you, and always find a way. And how I use a motto, I say to the kids, I have men and I have women, but I don't do this to the women because, girls, I do different. I, tell them different scenarios. But to the guys, I say, how bad do you want it? And they'll tell me bad. And if they're not doing it, I give them a scenario like, hey, if you want to go kiss that girl, I bet you go over there and go do it. You want it bad enough, right? I was like, okay, think of the same thing with this workout, or think of the same when you're performing on the field. And I give them that scenario, and it's crazy. Whatever exercise they're doing, if they standing on the bowl stool, they stand on for, if it's 30 seconds, they stand on for 35 seconds. You have to motivate the kids in funny ways as well. And the girls, I motivate them in a different way. I might say, like, girl, I may say, show me your teeth. And I may say, or I may say, give me some aggression. I may say, go, like, and they'll laugh, but not knowing that's telling them, like, hey, be yourself, that you can do it. Girls are a little bit more shy. They have a lot more going on with their bodies and stuff. So they're a lot more thinking more. So I try to get them out of their comfort zone to, push forward more of the exercise to get, comfortable with me as a male trainer. And they love it. They love it. Or, just that's it. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. So before we get to the last 2 things, I want to ask you, what's it like now seeing fans back into the football stadiums in college and the NFL, and just seeing fans back, because last year we went through hell with the coronavirus and pandemic, but now just seeing some normalcy in football now.
Man, the fans is awesome. I'm happy that, there's fans back. It can help bring to all players, more energy to the game. Because, when there's no fans watching, you're you have to stimulate your mind to run faster and stuff. So now you hear the crowd, you hear people screaming, you hear, and there's fights in the stands, you know what I'm saying? So like, your celebration is better with, popcorn, throwing them on your face for a touchdown, dabbing, doing his little dab. And, it's better to watch. It's more energy. It's more energy in the team. So.
So the last 2 things here before I let you go, our team is part of this foundation. It's called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. We're trying to help improve. He's a former NFL coach. He's now the offensive coordinator at Tennessee State with Eddie George, and we're trying to help him prevent human trafficking, making sure the community stays safe, the kids stay safe. So we'll send you the foundation so you can go check it out. Yeah,
send it to me and I'll check it out and, get everything done that you guys wanted to do.
Yeah, thank you. And the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers right now?
I'll just say, continue to do your job. That I've been there before. I was a small EMT.
Wow.
So I know about nurses, what you guys do on a daily basis. You guys are always on your feet after you get off the work. Your foot swollen. You get, angry patients. You have to clean up poop. You have to give, IV to strangers that don't want it. I know everything about you guys, nurses. So I say, we appreciate y'all. And you nurses continue to do what you're doing. You guys are well appreciated in my book, and to others, they should be appreciated, as well as firefighters, dealing with people out on the field, crazy people. So everybody in the medical field, doctors, nurses, whoever, I say, you guys need to be appreciated a lot more. And I appreciate you guys.
Hey, thank you for your service also.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, actually, I want to ask you this. I'm just curious because yesterday was an emotional day for everyone with September 11th, 2001, and what happened back in the day. And what was it like seeing all these athletes, college athletes, playing on this day yesterday? And it's really emotional, especially Air Force, Navy played yesterday, and all these other young college athletes getting to play on this special day yesterday.
But I can say that it was a tough day. You know, so many people lost their lives. And I think people don't think outside of the box that, hey, like, bro, it's a lot of people that still to this day are missing their loved one, whether it's daughter, girlfriend, sister, brother, aunt, uncle. A lot of people lost their lives.
Yeah.
So, y'all have to take in the fact, you know, that's a special day. That day will forever be special because how many lives were, you know, destroyed, and just, you know, New York not being felt like New York like it used to be, you know, because of those buildings. You know what I'm saying? Those two buildings were crazy, you know, like operating on, you know, the way they operated, you know, the system, jobs or whatever, you know, like it's just, you know, appreciated. I would say, you know, everybody should appreciate waking up every day. You know, I wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. every day, depending on who I have. And I know it's a tough because I go from 4 a.m. to probably 7 p.m., 8 p.m. But I know, you know, living in poverty, I know it could be gone in a second. So people have to realize, even like I realized that, but people have to realize like those lives were gone in 1 second. People jumping off a building. So people have to realize, man, take care of your life. Like, be happy that you're breathing. Be happy that you woke up today. Your eyes are moving, you know?
Yeah, well said. And there it is. That wraps up episode 901 with former Florida State defensive back Tyrell Lyons. He's a fitness entrepreneur. He's a fitness trainer. He helps out these young kids in Florida, man. Keep up the great work. Thank you for joining the show. It's truly an honor. We would like to have you back on the show at some point down the line so you can meet the full team. But keep up the great work. Your story is such an inspiration, and thank you again.
You're welcome. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I got one question. Will you send like the link so I can
post
you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you all the links and then the audio version and when I upload it on YouTube, I'll send you that link too.
Okay, all right. I appreciate it, man. You know, you have a good time. Enjoy your family today, this Sunday, and hey, that's it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.